All right, guys, happy Monday. It is 7 o'clock on the dot here on the East Coast. Not sure where you guys are watching it from. So I want to get rocking and rolling. For those of you guys that don't know me, hi. Let me know where you're watching from because I always like to see all the different places that we get right. It's crazy how big this organization is. And it's like all across the world now. So I absolutely love that. But my name is Amber Brill. I'm an Elite 3 Platinum 1 social marketer here at Modere. I've been here. This is my 5th year here. That's crazy. But I absolutely love it. And it is such an amazing place to be. So I appreciate all of you guys for taking time out of your day and jumping on here with me. And it's kind of funny. My topic for tonight could not have been planned better, guys. So, I wanted to talk today about the most important days to show up in your business. And if you can master these, holy cow, is your business going to go far? And when I get started, I'm going to share something a little ironic with you guys. I don't know if you believe in how the universe works in mysterious ways, but I do. And today was one of those days. So let's get right into it, guys. Your results depend on your consistency. And I'm sure you have heard that before, right? Everybody's heard that, right? But is it easy to not be consistent? Oh my gosh, it is, right? It's so easy to not be consistent. But I am here to tell you if you can master being consistent and showing up on these days we're going to talk about, your business is going to be like no other. I am one thing that I really pride myself in is being consistent and showing up on the hardest of the hardest days. And let me tell you what, these last 5 years, I've had some rough ones, as I'm sure all of you guys have as well. But I've been absolutely consistent and it has paid off. And I know it will pay off for you guys in a major way as well. So let's talk about those days that are most important that you need to show up in, right? The days when nothing is working for you or everything seems to go wrong. Does anybody ever have any of those days? Ah, let me tell you what happened on my day real quick. And I talk very fast and I'm sorry for that, but it's just me. It's my energy and it's how I roll, right? Luckily, these are recorded. So if I talk too fast, you can always catch the replay to take more notes. So I woke up super early this morning. I am launching a live video challenge for my team. I had all this stuff on my calendar, right? It's Monday. Like I love Mondays. I hit the ground running. I'm ready to rock and roll. The day's going great and 10:30 a.m. hits and all heck broke loose. I'm talking like my grandma called and asked if my fiance, because he's full-time in the business as well, thank goodness, because we're both home or we'd have been in trouble today, called and needed to go to the hospital because she said her face was sagging and she thought she had Bell's palsy, which that is what it turned out to be. Well, 30 minutes after he left, my 8 month old, I'm like, man, this kid is hot. Well, my 8 month old decided to spike his first fever. And let me tell you, when your kids are 15 years apart and you have a baby with a fever for the first time, holy freak out mode. I forgot how scary it was, right? And I'm like, big crazy all day. His fever's down. He's doing good. He's been in great spirits. He's eating fine. He's doing all the things, right? But mommy has been a mess straight up. And my fiance just got back from the hospital about an hour ago. Okay. So, uh, of all days, today would have been a really easy one to not show up because I was like, all the things, right? All the things. But I knew I had things to do and I could push through it. And I knew that if I could push through on these kind of days, I could do anything, right? If you can push through on those days when everything's coming at you, you're doing great. So the days when everything seems to go wrong or and nothing's working, just show up. I'm not saying that you have to put in 2 or 3 hours that day. I'm saying do something, right? Do something. Reach out to a couple people. Do a couple follow-ups. Yeah, and I had no power yesterday. I forgot about that. My power went out for like 9 hours yesterday. It's been a crazy few days in this house, guys. Forgot about that. Days when you're told no a bunch. The days when you're like, oh my gosh, does anybody ever get told no in this business? Has anybody ever told you no? I can't believe it. People tell you no. Yeah, I get told no all day long, right? Oh my gosh. If you can learn to master to show up on those days, because it can be easy to let that get to you, right? When somebody tells you no, if you can put it in your head and just be like, you know what is one more no? Because one more no is closer to a yes or a heck yes. And that next person that you're going to be able to help, right? So just keep showing up on those days when people tell you no, because I promise when you push through on those days, amazing things are going to happen. The days that you don't feel good, guys, it's really easy when we don't feel good, especially those of you guys that, work full-time jobs and are doing this as a side gig. That's where we all started, right? We all started there, doing this as a side gig before some of us were able to go full-time, and you guys will be too, I'm sure, if that's in your plans, right? It's easy to come home from work and be like, oh, I don't feel good. I'm going to bed, or I just don't want to do this. But if you push through and you do a little bit on that day, amazing things are going to happen, guys. When your kids are driving you crazy or acting up, do you guys have small kids now? Grandkids, husbands, fiancés, wives? They might drive you crazy too, right? If you could show up on those days, I'm telling you, master showing up on these days, guys. You've got to master showing up on these days. When you're tired, I'll tell you, I have been really tired the last, I don't know, year. Really tired the last year. And I made a point and proved to myself last year, I told myself last year was the year that I would go Elite 3. And then I unexpectedly got pregnant. And I thought, oh, this is going to be fun. Pregnant at 37 versus 22 was a big difference. My body hated me. True story. It was rough, right? So I had the baby and I still was not Elite 3. And I was like, that's it. I'm doing it in November. My baby was born October 26th. Yeah. So I was tired, but I knew if I rallied my crew and we could push through tired, right? That amazing things could happen. And if I could push through on that, then anything could be done. And I'll be gosh darn if we don't have an amazing crew here that pushed through and did the dang thing and way surpassed it and knocked it out of the park. And that was probably the most tired I've ever been in my life. I'm not sure that I slept some weeks. It was a mixture of being excited about the business and a newborn baby, right? But pushing through on those days when I was so tired, it was just such a good feeling to know, oh my gosh, like you can do this, right? You can totally do this. Even when you're tired, you can do a few things each day and it adds up and it's worth it, right? When people tell you that you're crazy, oh, this one hits me hard. I remember way back when, and people would tell me how they called me all kinds of awful things, right? Maybe you guys have heard some of this. They called me crazy, and I hate these words. They called me stupid or dumb or asked me when I was going to get a real job. I'm still trying to figure out what a real job is, by the way. If anybody knows, I don't know, but I think this is a pretty good real job. I don't know. I feel like it's pretty awesome. Way better than that 8 to faint I was doing before. But those days, it almost crumbled me at times, right? And I'm going to talk about the end, how I didn't allow any of this stuff to crumble me anymore. Because someone telling you stuff like that when you're so excited about what you're doing, and you should be, because you're in an amazing spot, an amazing place. And if they're saying things like that to you, it's because they just don't get it. And that's, I just feel bad for them, right? Like that's shame on them. But it's easy to let that demolish your day when someone is so mean, and there's mean people out there. I don't know why, just run away from them, right? But it's so easy to let that demolish your day, but you don't have to. And we're going to talk about some ways to pivot with that at the end. Guys, showing up when you're just ready to throw in the towel. Has anybody ever woke up and everything's going wrong and you're like, I'm done with this. This is too hard. Nobody wants my stuff. You know, we're really lucky here because a lot of people want our stuff. It's much easier here than other companies I've been with, I feel like, because we have some pretty phenomenal products. But Um, it's easy to just want to give up on those days, right? I want you to realize that if you show up on these days, guys, these days, the hardest ones, and there's probably 100 more scenarios we could name right now, right? But I feel like those ones are the toughest and the most common that we probably each have a couple times a week, maybe, right? That life's like blah, or you're tired, or a kid's sick, or you're not feeling well. Life happens, and it happens day after day after day. And what doesn't kill us make us stronger, right? Right? I'm a huge fan of that. When you start showing up on all of these days, you are going to have your biggest breakthroughs. Your biggest breakthroughs. Not only is your business going to thrive, but it's going to make you feel so empowered to know that if you can show up on the toughest of the toughest days, you can do anything. And I'm looking at these people right here on this screen, and I can't see all you guys because there's a lot of you. But man, I know that each and every one of you can do anything. Hi, Lorna. I just saw you turn your camera on. I'm calling you out. Thank you for waving. But I know that looking at all of you guys, you can do anything. And you're going to prove that to yourself when you show up on these hardest days, guys. So I want to talk about a couple simple ways on how to overcome some of this stuff, right? Some of the stuff. I wanted to say another S word, but I'm going to keep it clean. But how to overcome some of this stuff and show up on the hardest of the hardest days. So the first thing is, guys, you have got to accept the fact that your thinking needs adjusted. Okay. If something bad happens or, life happens, any of these things happen, you got to realize that immediately. Okay. If you're thinking, oh my gosh, this is going to be a horrible day. I cannot do the stuff that I need to do. There's no way that this is possible. Like, remember this. Think in your head, wait, take a step back, Amber. Take a step back. Adjust your thinking and know that you can do it. Because guys, thoughts are things. And if you're telling yourself you can't show up that day, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to show up that day. But if you're telling yourself, all right, Anna, all right, Jane, I can do this. I can do this today. I can do this. I think it was John Mellon that said years ago, and I thought it was hilarious when he was talking about, bad days and things happening. And he said he would just stop and be like, plot twist. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to use that plot twist, right? So think in your head when you're having one of those days and you're thinking, oh, I can't do this. There's too much today. Just think plot twist and you can do it, right? So once you accept that fact, maybe try to get yourself in a better mindset by doing a couple different things. Believe it or not, and you probably do believe it, but showering and getting ready, guys, I'm super guilty. I do shower, but I'm super guilty of not getting ready every day because I'm home every day. What the heck do I need to get ready for, right? But when I do, holy cow, do you feel so much better when you get ready and you put yourself together. So maybe if you're having one of those days and you haven't taken a shower and gotten ready, take 15 or 20 minutes and do it for yourself. Just do it for yourself. Even if you don't have to show your face on anything, take a shower, get ready, turn on some music in the shower. I love listening to music in the shower. I always throw in some like 90s hip hop or some old 80s rock and roll, right? I'm listening to all the old school jams and I love it. Gives me in a great mood, right? So take a shower, get ready, guys. Make personal development part of your daily routine that is non-negotiable. I'm telling you, every single one of you has 10 to 15 minutes for yourself each day. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, right? We do. We're all busy. We all have crazy things going on in our lives. Every single one of you has 10 to 15 minutes to fuel yourself. And I'm not just talking for your business, it's for life. It is for life. If it were not for personal development to fill my cup up, woo, I'd be a mega hot mess express. And you can ask the people that know me that personal development has helped me through a lot of stuff, right? A lot of stuff, because I was not always able to push through on these things. But these are the things that taught me, oh my gosh, I can do this. And you can too. Meditation. How many of you guys do meditation or yoga? Anybody? I used to think meditation was crazy talk. I did, until I started doing it. And I was like, wow, you can really get into a good place in your mind with this stuff. Like, these people are on to something, right? I seriously used to be like, you want me to do what? That is crazy. Like, I didn't even understand what it was. I was going by what I had seen on TV. You know, that's never a smart idea. When I started doing it, I was like, holy guacamole. You feel like a brand new person, right? So I like to use an app. I think it's free. It's called Headspace on your phone. But even if you don't use that, you can just Google free meditation. Okay. It's everywhere. A few minutes of meditation will really help you sink into yourself and clear your head and really get that switch flipped. So the last thing, guys, is remember your long-term goals and why. Your why. If your long-term goals here are big and your why is huge, they always say your why should make you cry, right? Right? It's like old school talk. You've heard it a million times. If your why is not big enough, it's going to be hard to push through. But remind yourself of that. You know, today I could very easily, and I would never, ever cancel on a training I was supposed to do or anything, because that is so not me. Like, I would show up if I was coming right out the hospital door. I have team members that could probably attest to that. But it could have been easy to be like, you know what? My kid's sick. I need to be with him. I can actually hear him back there crying right now, but he's with daddy. I know he's fine. He's okay. Could have easily said that. But you know what? That child is one of my whys. I can't use my why as my excuse, right? I would never do that. I know better. My why is huge. And anytime I'm having a day that I don't want to show up, I have to tell myself, my kids deserve this future. My grandkids that I don't even have deserve this future. And there is no way anything in this universe is going to stop or prevent that, right? Oh, guys. The last thing that I want to say is there's no secret to success here, right? Is everybody that's new always asks, what's the secret? How do you get to the top? What's the secret to success? The only thing, oh, I am right on time with myself. I don't know how to dismiss that. Okay, goes. The only thing that's not really considered a secret, but the way to success here, it's just by showing up, guys, every single day. That's all I got, guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope that each and every one of you, when you're having a bad day next time, I want you to scream, plot twist, and make it happen. And if you can't push through it on your own, guess what? Message me. You find me on Facebook. I'll help talk you through it. We'll get you in a positive mood. I'll even sing you a song if I have to make you feel better, right? I can't sing, but I'll do it. Love you guys. Thank you so much for having me. And I want you guys to go rock your months out and keep going, guys. Love you. Bye.
Thank you, Amber.